I often find things, all kinds of things, car keys, wallets, IDs. I love it. For me, it's like detective work. You know, coming home, Googling people, finding addresses, finding phone numbers. And you know, I never even want them to pay me anything. I just want them to say thank you, and then I say, thanks God for giving me a chance to help them. But after last couple times, I was like, why do I even bother? I went skiing to Big Bear, and at some point I was going down pretty quick, and then I saw a car key, like a Mercedes car key, sticking out of the snow, and I wanted to just stop and grab it, but there were people coming after me, so I was like, no, I'll try to go again. So my friends wanted to go the other way, and they said, look, somebody lost their key, I want to bring it to them, to Lost and Found. They said, don't worry about it, they'll pick it up. I'm like, no, I like finding things and getting them to owners. My friend said, okay. So I go second time, I try to stop again, but I can't because people on snowboards yell at me, don't stop, go. So of course, second time I can't get the keys either. I go third time, my friends say, well, we're going to the right. I'm going to the left again because I still need to get the keys. By the time I get there, the keys drowned in a puddle because the snow is melting. So I put my arm down, I get my sweater wet, but I get the keys. So I come to Lost and Found, all happy, and I say, lady, I found some keys from some really expensive car. And look, there are also fancy house keys and gym membership ID. And the lady was like, wow, well done. There is a man here who's been walking around, and he was asking me every 5 minutes if somebody found his keys. And she's like, he should take you to a dinner, or he should take you to coffee, or he should pay you because this is amazing. The weather is not great. I mean, you did something amazing. Suddenly a man shows up, and she's like, that's him. So she smiles at him, but he doesn't smile at any of us. He comes up to me and says, oh, my key is cool. Grabs the keys, walks away. Our jaws just drop on the floor. The lady says, no, I cannot leave it like that. And she walks in his direction. I'm like, no, don't do anything. What are you going to do? Grab them back? Going to ask him for money? What are you doing, lady? Don't do anything. She still disappears, and I stand there all embarrassed. She comes back in 3 minutes with a cup of coffee, and she's like, I bought you a cup of coffee. I feel so terrible for him. I'm sorry they were sold out of pastries. I was like, why did I bother? Second time, I found an ID. I found an ID in Los Feliz where I live, some guy's ID. And I Googled him, I found a phone number. A lady picked up and she said, oh yeah, that's my husband's ID. He will come to your place and pick it up. Around lunchtime, a man shows up and he looks very embarrassed. He's like, my wife might call you back and ask you where you found the ID. And I said, yeah, I found it in front of a mess hall restaurant. He's like, don't tell her that. Tell her that you found it by Prospect Studios. I'm like, why? He's like, because she would be angry that I went, to drinks during breakfast time. But to me, it looked worse. Like maybe he did something else, because when his wife called me, she said, so please tell me where you found my husband's ID. And I'm like, well, down by Prospect. She's like, no, I can hear from your voice. You're lying to me. Did you find it by that restaurant on Los Feliz Boulevard? I'm like, no, I found it by the Prospect Studios. She's like, you're lying to me. Why are you lying to me? You're a terrible person. And I'm like, lady, I did you and your husband a favor by finding the ID and looked for number. So after that, I'm like, you know what? If I find something, I'm not going to pick it up next time. But last year, I was coming out of Starbucks, and suddenly I see this pretty new-looking iPhone laying in the dirt, and it looks like maybe a car drove over it. So I pick it up, I bring it home, I give it a proper cleaning, and then I realize it's absolutely not locked with a lock. So I'm like, oh, great. So I call a number, the last number that was called, the man picks up, and he's like, yeah, that's my friend. This is awesome. He'll come pick it up. Thank you so much. So within an hour, I just stand there thinking, what is it going to be this time? So I come to my post boxes, and I see a man standing there staring at my last name at the mailbox. And I'm like, this is creepy already. So I come up to him and I say, hey, here's your phone. He's like, so are you Katya phone number 323, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yes. And I step back because I'm like, this is creepy, getting creepier by the moment. So he grabbed his phone, he says, thank you very much, stay here. And then he starts scrolling. I'm like, shit, he's thinking that I went into his bank account, cleared all his bank accounts of money. He's probably suspicious that I went into his apps. So I tell him, sir, I did not look into anything, I swear. I literally just cleaned your phone and then I called your friend. And suddenly I hear, bling! And there is a text message saying, this and that sent you $100. So I look at him and I realize he just sent me $100. So I stand there and start crying. And he's like, what, this is not enough? Should I add 100? I'm like, oh, sorry, thank you so much. I've been finding stuff all my life. And this is the first time somebody ever paid me back. Can I give you a hug? And then I give him a huge hug. And now he thinks I'm creepy. So he says, thank you again. And he walks away. And that's how my faith in people got restored for a second.